some people.
Um, from I don't know who would have said that, but they're trying to slander the name of a dead man.
Was he aggressive
Yes,
towards people under him?
No, Charles was a wonderful man.
All right. And did he go anywhere once he was finished with his work? Maybe to the local pub, or
Not that I know of. I didn't ask him a lot about his personal life, but from what I knew of him, he was kept to himself, was rather quiet, and I'm not sure what he did after in his
was
free
there
time.
anyone that really talked to the man?
I mean, I've talked to him, but I did not personally get to know him. I know he has, a great number of friends. I would hear them
Great
laughing
number
and talking in
of-
the shop.
I don't suppose the names Hughes or Nelson ring any bells to you.
Not besides what I've the rumors in the wind. No, I don't know much of them, really.
But he has had people in here for good times, or at least reminiscing.
Yes, I suppose I would hear laughing and joking of the sorts.
Can I roll survival to see if he's nervous?
That wouldn't be a survival. That'd definitely be a notice.
I just want to see if this guy's nervous. A 4.
Doesn't seem to be nervous. No,
Okay.
he appears to be quite calm.
All right, and would you happen to describe these people that were in his shop, or it would just be what you would hear from next door?
The only time I would see any of them leaving, they would, come walking by the front of my shop. But for the most part, I would just hear, conversations. I couldn't quite understand what they were saying, but I'd hear jovial laughing and the likewise.
All right.
Would you have happened to seen someone that was casing the area the last few days? That
Or
you may
someone
have noticed.
odd outside of what you would normally notice.
No, I didn't. The oddest thing I've seen lately is, the pair of you. Really, I mean, we don't see many rippers. Everything seemed pretty normal for the last good while.
Right,
Until this happened, really.
And would you happen to know anyone that keeps a close eye on these streets?
Everyone really more or less goes in at night. It's not dangerous to be out. It's especially now, it's thought to be quite dangerous past dark.
And none of these streets look well lit.
No, the lanterns don't do a whole lot. It's enough to get by, but you never know what could be waiting.
Quite right. And so your shop deals in
He points around. He's like, furniture. I mean,
and
chairs, tables. I'm a man of many wares.
right. And I don't suppose any of the other shopkeepers on this street talked about LaPont or anything of note?
Talked about the tragedy of his death, but not. There were no rumors or anything like that burning about beforehand.
Right.
Did he seem to be struggling?
No, he seemed to be doing quite well, and
He
in
deals
fact,
in jewelry.
he was speaking of moving to a larger building. Actually,
Do you know where this building might happen to be?
No. He said he was thinking about it. Last I spoke with him, I don't know if he actually went through making his plans or not.
Okay, I'm gonna go back into the jewelry store and see if I
Well,
can find
it's
right-
closed.
Locked.
Oh, it is.
I mean, I want to get the local
Unless you're
constable
gonna
to.
unless you're gonna break the door in.
Whoa. There's a proper procedure here. We can easily ask the constable, see if we
I
can get
can
a
always
warrant.
ticket.
You could. In the middle of the street.
Yes, in the
Broad
middle of the
daylight.
street, in the merchant.
In the merchant district in broad daylight.
Yeah, totally.
You
or
can pick
we
that
could
lock.
get the attention of a constable, ask to see if he would help us in trying to investigate, and
I was
maybe
more
he could
thinking
help
tonight,
in
but
becoming a lead investigator on this.
I was more thinking about tonight.
Hello, we're part of the Pinkerton Rippers. Listen,
Right.
cheerio.
See how
All right.
this goes over well.
Well,
You're gonna be hanging out with the boys inside the cage.
Pretty much.
Tell them
Here
stories.
Comes the paddy wagon.
all right. Well, I'm gonna try to see if there's another constable in the area.
All right.
So,
Yep. Go ahead and roll your notice.
4,
Oh,
Reroll the 4.
4 again,
Reroll the 4 again.
Whoa.
As long as you max out, it keeps going.
4.
Keep going.
Okay, that's a 12. All right.
So 13.
All right.
Four
so that-
blocks away.
Yeah, that is a success with multiple raises. So, yeah, you notice him just clear as day. You know, he might as well. I mean, you're pretty sure he's probably standing on top of a box or something, waving at you at this point. Yeah, he's right up the road. You gesture him over, and he approaches you.
He happens to know you.
His,
His name is Steve.
Right? You've known this guy for years since you were a kid.
Boy, Steve Laddie. I don't suppose you would know anything about the Lepont case, would you?
Not much, no. He was, from what I understand, a quiet man. Worked in his shop, went home. We've been trying to find out more information of the 3 men who have died.
Yeah, I
last
don't
few
suppose you've inquired, maybe figured out if they had any connection to each other.
I haven't found any connection. No, it's been rather quiet. We're kind of trying to prevent more rather than really investigate at this point. We're kind of a little over our heads.
Well, you're in luck, because from what we've been able to surveil, we've understood that Hughes apparently had jewelry from Lepont in the past.
Oh, did he?
Yes, so I was wondering if the constabulary would like to investigate Lepont jewelers, maybe see if there's books or ledgers suggesting that there's connections between the other victims, and maybe
I mean, I don't see why not. If you've got some evidence, I would be happy to oblige. Do you have anything to show that Hughes had a ring from Lepont?
Yes, I do.
Ah, very well. This appears to be a rather old. It does say Lepont though, but it is very old.
yes.
He hands it back to you. Says, I can see if I can get someone to come open the door.
Yes,
That'd
that'd
be
be greatly
fantastic.
appreciated. Thank you.
Just wait here.
Of course.
He leaves, and then we'll jump back to you two.
That was a good find there, sir. Very good find.
So,
She's still grieving.
she's still crying, hysterically.
Somebody get this lady a gog.
She gets she quiets down for a minute, just
Oh, jeez.
but that's
Maybe a presence of, maybe a strong presence will pull her through and maybe get her time together. I mean, she's obviously been grieving at least a few minutes for her right there. Maybe we just stand at a respectful distance and maybe, just wait. She'll hopefully look up and pass her notice roll, and then maybe we could probably ask her questions.
Let's see if she passes.
so. So after a minute, no, she didn't see anything. Never mind. He rolled it, and now she doesn't see anything. She was going to see something. Now she doesn't see
Her
anything.
eye, she's been crying so
Don't
long.
roll for her.
Her eyes are swollen shut.
No.
So no, after a few minutes, she, as I said, kind of quiets down. It's no longer crying hysterically. She looks up and sees you. Are you here to visit my husband?
We're pretty much more to visit with you if this is an okay time to talk. If not, we'll bow out until you're
Just,
fully collected.
It's been a hard few days. I guess now is better than any other time. Just what do you need from me?
We just wanted to know if there was any associations that your husband had, if he was like a part of any of any groups, perhaps like the Freemasons or anything.
Well, he owned a number of row houses across the east side. He may have had some associates with that, but he didn't have any kind of he didn't have many people that he really considered friends or anything. He was very solemn man.
Anybody starting knowing a trend?
Yeah. Is she still wearing the wedding band and stuff?
Yes, she is.
Okay. I mean, I'll do a notice, but maybe it's another piece of jewelry.
Go ahead and give me a notice roll.
Yeah. Let's see, that's notice. It is 2d6.
1-1.
Oh, a critical failure.
Yeah.
If you'd like, you could spend a Benny to re-roll.
Well, if I let it ride, does one of my eyes fall out?
I don't think it's that bad.
No, it's not quite
But
that
still,
The guy from
not
Pirates of the
I
Caribbean.
kind of want to save my bennies and stuff like that. I'm just a notice. I
Understandable.
So there might be
well,
somebody
you
else.
could also
that-
have one of your other associates.
From what you can tell, you have absolutely no idea the styling of the ring or anything. It
just looks
you.
pretty.
In all honesty, she almost has her hand like this. She's covering her wedding band. You saw it as she had talked or something. She moved her hand, and you noticed a ring, but then she quickly.
I'll try to keep her
retreated
talking,
her
keep your
hand.
eyes sharp here. Did he have any enemies? Maybe perhaps from a bad land deal or something like that, or.
The only I know he had evicted someone the other week, but I don't know if he had simply just mentioned it to me. He didn't really seem much of a thing. He said he was looking for another tenant.
Oh, do you happen to know the evicted's name?
No, he never told me that.
Do we know where the property is, or where? I mean, what room or what building that was located? at?
Yes, it's actually the east side of town. It's right along Malibor Road.
The route that your husband took the night of the incident, is it a normal route for him to take?
Yes, normally when he's coming from Marylebor, he usually takes that route to get home. From what I understand, I never really knew. I don't go with him most days. I'm normally at home.
Okay. And if you don't mind me asking, do you know where your husband acquired the jewelry?
She looks at him. I don't, but it's kind of a bit of a personal question,
Out of the blue.
sir.
We're trying to pursue any lead, anything that could help us find the perpetrator of the crime. That's why we must. With some of our questions may be a little bit of the personal side, but
And
we will respect your information and your wishes.
and my wedding band came in to that context as to where.
There seems to be. Right now, we're trying to pursue anything. There seems to be a bit of a jewelry connection, as far as the make. That's all. We just had to eliminate every single possible venue or every possible lead.
Yeah, she
It could be nothing.
She pulls on. She's like, I've had it for years. I don't know what it could do to help you.
Okay.
Can I take a quick look at it?
Would
She kind of slowly
Alright.
gestures her hand towards you,
Investigation.
very
Thank God you just wrote down photographic memory on your sheet.
Where's the whiteout? Figure that out.
Where's the whiteout?
Well, good thing you
I don't know
have
about all that.
as an edge
Oh,
Bubble.
yeah. Well, you also have scholar.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're very knowledgeable.
So I'll give you a +2 to your roll. Because you are a scholar.
That's 5.
Hey, look at that. He needed it. It very, very nice make. Appears to be, of course, a gold band and everything. And on the inside, you can kind of see there was certainly a word in there, but you can't read it. It's been worn for so long that the name is pretty much gone at this point. Whoever made it.
Is there any reference of a letter that I can pick out, maybe?
No. Just it looks in the same spot on the ring as the other ring, but you can't tell if it says LePont or says something completely different.
And perhaps maybe the same font or anything. Or
It's very hard to tell. To tell
Maybe
with how worn down it is.
Maybe she's got matching. Was this just the one piece, or did you have like a matching necklace or earrings or anything?
No, just the wedding band. I've gotten some other jewelry, but I don't have any on.
Oh, okay. If you wouldn't mind, I would like to see the other jewelry just in case. I mean, we just need to see. We don't need to handle it or anything, but just to see if there was a common trend. That's all.
Very well. I suppose if you were men other than rippers, I would not oblige. But I know that you are men of the highest quality of investigative work. Follow me to my home. So she'll lead you to the house.
Yeah.
So
Just skipping my way with my cane following her.
so
Oh,
the two of you, after a number of time, the
I have a cane sword.
the constable comes back with kind of a rather short gentleman, has like a leather roll in his hand, kind of like about that big, about maybe 2 feet. Carrying it along with him, a set of spectacles on, and this is our one of the local locksmiths. I brought him to jimmy the lock for us.
Thank you.
It says, "Just give me 1 second. This won't take long at all." He just gets in there, click, kicks it over, and opens up.
Thank you, sir.
There you are, gentlemen.
All right.
So you step into the shop. Bit of a musty smell as it's been closed for a number of days now since LePont's death, and there's not dust or anything, but you can tell that it has been a closed building for a couple of days. And as you step in, there's, as I said, a handful of display cases, jewelry, rather nice, shining in it. He does not have like hundreds of pieces, but he does have quite a few in his case.
I don't suppose he has a place for his records, books, maybe ledgers.
There appears to be potentially a back office or something. There is a doorway to the back end of the room.
All right.
That appears to be, an office area, maybe.
All right. I'll go look into that.
All right.
If you would like to come along.
Yeah, you head in there, open up the door, and yes, it's clearly something of an office. You do see a desk with some books that appear to have been written in.
All right. And as I look through the records here.
Go ahead and give me an investigation roll.
I'm gonna roll a notice roll for the rest of the room.
Okay.
See if I spot
Look around
anything
the room. Very well.
that suit my fancy.
Buddy, do you happen to have investigation? Because I'm trying to make sense of these books, but I never was much of a bookie.
Well, I roll a 4, and then I'll roll
That's
investigation
2d4s,
after
Nico.
I do that.
Okay.
One of them needs to
So,
meet it.
It seems to be
roll that
yeah,
four
you
again.
roll the four
This is
again.
stubborn.
It seems to be as I
Four
said,
again?
roll it again. The
I don't think you need my help.
there you go. So, you,
So
with a
nine.
9 minus
yeah,
2.
minus 2, so a
7.
7.
Not bad,
still,
though.
Still
That's
pretty
decent,
good.
so-
Still
Especially
pretty
since I wasn't trained in
good.
the first.
Not quite a raise, but still pretty good. But we'll do your investigation. It being a jewelry shop, as I said, there's a number of very fine pieces of jewelry laying around, cash register, things like that. It's a pretty normal business. There's a handful of like nice clocks, like potentially cuckoo clocks maybe up along the walls. But, for the most part, it seems to be a rather, from what you could tell, an average jewelry shop, maybe.